last week was on the topic of concentration, health disease we was talking about. We're going to continue with our health vibes because we know that there's so much sickness in the communities right now. Not just people who don't have no money and can't get no job, but mentally disturbed people. You know, suicide rate big and domestic violence, murder, man a kill off him wife now and him picnic them and all them weird. So we have to address these things for the next level. And we're not going to take it for the level of no job and, you know, no clothes and all them things. We want to take it for the mental state of mind, how we stay in our mind, how we are function with each other right now. And very important that we do. Okay, we're going into the next phase of the levels here now. You know, last week I was reading a book by L.W.D. Lawrence. What people don't know, say L.W.D. Lawrence is a publishing house. It's out of Chicago. And this man, L.W.D. Lawrence, was the man who, as a matter of fact, Lauren William D. Lawrence, spelled D.E. Lawrence. He was the owner of a publishing house in Chicago, and he published many books, but the book that we're concerned with here is The Master Key. The Master Key is a book that Marcus Garvey used to read it. Yes, Marcus Garvey is a man who used to go into The Master Key. That is one of the reasons why we bring it up. Believe it or not, yes, things are a joke. Okay, the man is talking here about the great optimism. Optimism is very important. What is optimism? You must look on things on the brighter side. Meaning now, don't say the glass is half empty, say it is half full, in other words. So, they say that the pessimist is the one that says the glass is half empty. The optimist say the glass is half full. So the optimist is always looking on the brighter side of the thing. And this man is saying much of the so-called incompetence of people does not proceed from stupidity, want of apprehension or inferiority in mind powers, but in the low esteem they have always placed upon themselves and their work. We want to read that again. Much of the so-called incompetence of people does not proceed from stupidity, want of apprehension or inferiority in mind powers, but in the low esteem they have always placed upon themselves and their work. It has well been said that you are here to do something which no one else can do. Save yourself. What that work may be, no one would pretend to dogmatize upon. But one thing is clear. Every human being is an individual, and no two are alike. So that although the goal of humanity be a common one, no two people will reach it in the same way. Evolution is not merely an unfolding, but as Bergson has shown, a creating, so that the new is an actual fact in nature, and things are not a rehash. Quote, what man has done, man can do, is not empty platitude, but a matter of exact science, so that any man who wishes to become a painter, a writer, an orator, a military leader, or anything else may do so, provided he follows the laws of mind. All right, now, I want to tell the people them this now. If you are familiar with Marcus Mosiah Garvey, and I hope that my listeners are, you will notice that we read a lot of things by Marcus Garvey on this program. Now, what I do here is the exact reading that is in Life and Lessons of Marcus Garvey about what you can do for self. Marcus Garvey has always emphasized this thing. And now we're talking And we're reading from a book by D. Lawrence, a book that is supposed to be banned. As a matter of fact, the name D. Lawrence itself is a no-no to Jamaican because of how we were taught. Yet still, the philosophy that is propagated here is the same philosophy that when you read Marcus Garvey, even the words that is used, what man has done, man can do. Even the very words that Marcus Garvey used is similar to what D. Lawrence has used. And if you don't believe me, it's a pity I didn't bring the life and lessons here by Marcus Garvey. But there is a chapter there that Marcus Garvey is talking about what man can do and what black people can do for themselves. And we must understand that Marcus Garvey did not shun books. Marcus Garvey will tell you, say, if you're sitting down at a bus stop or a train station and the bus taking long, you carry a book with you and read it. Marcus Garvey draw from different people's life and see how it can relate to black people consciousness. So we're not just taking where white people say. We're not just take where China people say. But we can use and see how we can use it to benefit us as a people. And that is what made Marcus Garvey was so great. Because when we analyze the words of Marcus Garvey, and when we say, oh, Marcus Garvey, even the mere fact that of recognizing the Ku Klux Klan, which is really weird. But Marcus Garvey realized that the Ku Klux Klan, as a group of people who was fighting for something that was dear to them, and they would go to any extreme to gain this. And even though he was not upholding the Ku Klux Klan, but he was saying in himself, if these white people can say the necessity to fight for a cause that they claim is just, why is it that black people cannot see that if something is not worth dying for, it is not worth living for? If something is not worth dying for, it is not worth living for. So, we're reading this to show you how Marcus Garvey draw from different perspectives. So the man said, talking about optimism, what man has done, man can do, is no empty platitude, but a matter of exact science, so that any man who wishes to become a painter, a writer, an orator, a military leader, or anything else may do so, provided he follows the laws of mind. It is so easy to forget the potentialities within each of us because we never see them, and people usually only believe in those things that they see. That is why they are now and then dumbfounded when they hear of someone whom they knew well doing something really clever or something for which they have never given any hint that they possessed. If a man gets the idea that he is only common clay, that he is not clever like people he knows or has read about, he closes the avenues of the mind wherein lie the same powers that the men he envies or stands in awe of. If you believe that you are just clay, like what certain mythologists tell you, and if mythology but people try to put it into reality and claim that man is made of clay. The man said, if you think like that, it's a serious thing. If you think like that you're only common clay, it's a serious problem you have. Many men go through life for years before waking up to their possibilities, and then they suddenly discover the great within and the riches which responds therein, and they are no longer the poor creatures they were. History is full of these instances of men who were absolute dunces at school, or idle, dissipated, utterly aimless. The great bulk of mankind goes through life in this blind fashion, though there are plenty of signs now that it is waking up, that the general level is being raised all around. History is full of these instances of men who were absolute dunces at school, yet rise. That is a story to be reckoned with. How much of us know people who you say, but me know that brother there, you know. Him used to sell that down there, so I'm used to sell Star out of Trafalgar Road. I'm used to run and car down there, so. And now the man raised himself to such a high level, material standard right now, that is the envy of even him friends them around him. What a weird phenomena. What a weird phenomena. Here's a youth who used to sell Star upon the street and stop selling Star and find a niche in something, whether music, whether drama, whether something. He must study among some mechanic, engineer, you know, him stand up over the man every day when the man a fix the car, and him start to know about car just by looking for the man, till eventually him start to fix car himself, till eventually him go have a car place. Here's a man who rise himself above the dunce and become the envy of even his friends. Why should you be the envy of your friends when you were there where a lot of your friends are? So a lot of us know people like that. And a lot of us know people where we can say, but this is that brother there, the man don't have no education, Rasta. The man that used to sell this per road. That is not the point. That is not the point. Because check the people them who are say, them man there used to do that. Check if them is better off than the man them who them say them used to do that about. Yes, because a man who is of a high level of consciousness, you will never hear him utter about them man they used to do that. Them man they used to, you know, sell this and sell back juice down there. No, because if you was into yourself, that means that what the man they have, you obviously achieve it too. You wouldn't look on him and talk about where him used today. You talk about where him they now. So most of the people them we hear talk about, oh, I know Mota Baruka when them used to, you know, see, sell coke that dog about be a market. You know Mota Baruka when them used to dog a grill and nick. Check the people them who have said that. Check the people them who have said. The people them who say that is not better off than Mota Baruka. I tell you that. Check the man them who is DJ right now. All of the people them who are say, well, I know being a man when them used to do this. I know Shabba Ranks when them used to do that. I know whatsoever the DJ when them used to do this. Them man there is always looking things. Or is always looking on the things that these people have. Because them didn't achieve that. People achieve these things. Don't look on the other man and I say, well, I know when them man they used to do this. You know, see, so it's a serious thing. It's a serious level of shock. And I understand it too. I understand when you're a man you sit down on a corner and then you see him every day you look on the paper, you see him name night. Because they know that man become a target for those who don't have. You understand? And those who feel say the man owe him something. But you don't owe him nothing. Because you and him was on the corner. So if you and him is on the corner and you get a break and you move your mind out of that corner, him have to recognize you now and say, oh, I'm going to move his mind also out of the same corner. Because it's the same person, you the same two people you see in the corner. And one man move out of the corner, therefore the other man can move out of the corner too. Go why you look for a brethren named Blue from Seaview. Your name rhyme Blue from Seaview. Yes, and we love certain youth, you know. Yeah man, we love certain youth. We have certain youth have certain vibes go on for years. Not because we don't go which part them there, them come which part we there. But through to roadside and passing pan road, we become friends. And when we look for a certain man, you know, yeah man, every man have that story there. Every man have a story like that. And anytime you see you and a man up on a corner, a wipe windshield, or a sells any little thing, star, gleaner, anything, and you see that man they move justly. We're not talking about illegal, you know, justly move. And he move in a position where him can stop sell star and stop clean windshield glass and become something for himself. You mustn't envy him, Rasta. No, and as a matter of fact, you mustn't even feel like him owe you something. Because him don't owe you nothing, because you and him was wiping windshield on the street. You and him was selling star on the street. Every man cannot reach the same goal at the same time. That is what the man said up here above here. He said, although the goal of humanity be a common one, no two people will reach it in the same way. Evolution is not merely an unfolding, but as Bergelson has shown, a creating, so that the new is an actual fact in nature, and things are not a rehash. What man has done, man can do. That is the message where we have, you know. Marcus Garvey come with a philosophy there from Gil Lawrence, and we see it. We know it. We're not asked for money. You know, see it. We know it. These are some things where man tell you say we must read, but we don't cater. Them book are from 1914. This book are published. You know, see it. And when we look on this chapter, the reason why we bring this chapter to you tonight is because we see how Marcus Garvey draw from. So we're still in context here. Yeah, we know what about come tell you about Mutabaruka read the Larry's book and that have no relevance to nothing. Well, if this don't have no relevance to nothing, something wrong with my mind. You understand? That is why they are now and then. Alright, so we say now, if you induce other trains of thought, and this is quite possible, you come to regard unpleasant duties in a new light. We see them as opportunities. Opportunities to show the metal you are made of. You begin to learn that you are greater than you suppose, and that knowledge alone warms you to your work, quickens the intellectual powers, awakens the inventive ears of the brain, lends dexterity to the fingers or limbs, calls forth care and precision in whatever be the work. A well-known teacher of dancing avers that the art of dancing is in the head, not the feet. Aha! Here, Lantoinette just said it a while ago. I hope she's still listening. Lantoinette, the Lawrence, share your view. Lantoinette just tell you, say, dancing is not just body in the African way of life, but dancing is connected to the spirit, the soul, the depth of your being. That is how the Africans them view art. Not just dancing neither, because there was no word for art in Africa until white people got there and start to put things on wall. Because art in Africa is usable things. A cup is a work of art to an African. A dish is a work of art to an African. That is why you see certain things upon the dish. Certain artwork, certain painting, certain things. Because all of these work have a significance in the spiritual life of the African. Just like even the tying of the head in Africa. A woman tying her head in Africa is not just a tie head, you know. A woman tying her head in Africa can tell you how poor the woman is, how rich the woman is, if she's from a royal family, if she's married, if she's unmarried. All of these things is scientific art. The way you tie your head, the beauty in your tie your head is art. The meaning behind tying your head is very scientific. The weaving of cloth, when you weave the kente cloth in a Ashanti in a Ghana, the kente cloth have meaning. It relates to different aspects of life. symbolism that is printed on the cloth of different aspects of life that is connected to it. So Africans was not just, it's just because white people go there, they don't understand these things, them say you're primitive. But there's a certain way, the African way, that used to carry people them through before Europeans step foot there. And whenever Europeans don't understand things, it's either them burn it down, mash it up, take it for themselves and turn it around and corrupt it. That is what we see in history. It's either them destroy it or turn it around and corrupt it. And we are saying, we need to examine what them say is wrong in Africa. Because, Lancelot just tell you, dancing is not just body, but it is in the head. This is one reason why a teacher in any subject is so useful. In it, not that he himself does the work, but he shows that it is possible to be done. And the fact of seeing it done or knowing that it can be provides a necessary stimulus to induce the throw to make the attempt by arousing his faith. It further gives him the encouragement and sympathy to try to accomplish it. And this putting forth of efforts increases in power and ability such time. Briefly, it is in the doing of a thing that we grow, not the mere theorizing about it. Serious thing. Serious thing. Serious thing. It is in the doing of the thing that we grow, not the mere theorizing about the thing. And this brings me to the concept of religious faith. Religious faith relies on theories that cannot necessarily be proven practically. And whenever you try to find practical solutions for these theoretical faith doctrine, you are deemed to be not righteous and not in the way of God. That is what they teach you all the while. If you try to examine through evidence, if you try to examine through reason, you get stuck by faith theories. Because people tell you that this man can do that. Most religions tell you these things. A man can do this. Me know a man who can do that. And when you tell him, say, all right, show me the man who you know can do it. Not through theory, but through practical evidence. Him say, why, me believe it because me know a man can do it. I say, but belief, what are you talking about belief? Belief can't substantiate nothing. Belief don't substantiate nothing. A man, you think a man believe and sit down and say, boy, I believe him can fly just so. No. No. Him go about scientifically, go make plane and find out about velocity and gravity and all these things. I just make a plane and just fly. When you say, I believe I can fly, yes, of course. The writer has not used above the illustration of a piece of work, but it is equally applicable in the gaining of mental faculty. In any phase of character building, and readers should regard it in that light. It is practically immaterial to what purpose we apply the principle. It holds good in everything. Examine every unpleasant thing which you are called upon to do, and see if there is not some aspect of it which appeals to you, some good point that merits commendation. Even, and I go way out now upon the ledge, even the prostitute upon the street can open your eye to something that you never even see before. Because when she starts to give you certain insights, anthropological insights of her life, it just opens up something to you that, wow, if you don't have an open mind, if you're so embedded in religion, you start to corrupt her right away and don't even see the profoundness of her statements, of her reasoning. You see that with certain madman too. Them have so much joke about mad people. But when you look on a whole heap of these stories about what mad people say, have such profound consciousness. That's why you look on it really serious. You realize, but there's a madness in the madness that is very sane. Yeah. Some madman, so-called madman, where you read, him dirty, him smell bad. But you see when you start to talk to him, you realize about wait, even in the madness of this madman, there is a sanity that this man who claims him seeing can draw from. That's why the man say, even the dumb and ignorant, they too have their story. And it's a serious thing. The dumb and ignorant have them story too. So we have to examine all of these aspects. In many cases, this will be found, and your interest will not at once be awakened. Once aroused, you will see unsuspected features which will render it less irksome to fasten attention, and when this is so, concentration has been attained. The student who would learn to concentrate successfully must utterly reverse the methods which are generally taught. Just as the East adopts exactly the opposite system to that applied in the West in regard to science, the former seeking to perfect the instrument by which knowledge of the universe is possible, the mind, or the subjective method, the West beginning with the universe and ending with man, or the objective method, so he must not commence with the without, but with the within. One must be serene. Serenity is the positive aspect and worry to which I have conferred. It is not sufficient not to worry, but one must cultivate a deep, quiet, peace-compelling atmosphere. Such an atmosphere of poise gives birth to forces awaiting our recognition. So, we want to just ease up after that there. But we just want to show the people them some light. Because we hear that there, everybody does this hopelessness nowadays. The newspaper, the talk show them this hopelessness. Well, we have no hope in the religious system because we declare ourselves already. And we don't have no hope in the political system. So since we don't have no hope in the system, we have to go find a hope in ourselves. It's that we are dealing with now, you know. We have to go look in ourselves now to find that hope that we don't see in the political and religious system. Because all of these things for 2,000 years have failed the people. So the people now need a hope in themselves. No in the sky. No in Jamaica house, but in yourself. It starts with the individual, and then it come out and branch out to the family, to the community, to the nation, to the universe. It is like growing. So we need to extend that mind. We need to come out of the Western concepts. A lot of Western concepts have really give us pain. The way we eat, the way we talk to each other. We need to come out and really observe. Yes, we really feel just stand up in front of a mirror. I find myself I do it too, unconsciously or consciously, I don't know. I wake up in the morning and I look for myself so, and I figure out things and I say, wait, what you deal with, or how come today, you're still there on the same level where you did there yesterday. And you still have a think pan, the things and where you did that think pan yesterday, you come back again, come and think pan it today. That means no move. Sometimes you have to talk to yourself in the mirror. Yeah. Sometimes you have to talk to yourself in the mirror. Sometimes you have to talk out loud too. Make man look for you and say, wait, brother, you get mad rasta. One of the greatest therapy, is to talk to yourself loud, I hear Andrea Williams last night asked this doctor on a program about marriage. Andrea Williams asked the man said, marriage is a commendation between two people. with a witness. So, when I will ask about those. So what if two people have sex in their house, whatsoever they want to do, lock up in them house, a man and a woman, and them come to a vow within themselves and to God, who people are telling you say in the house. Warm to that aspect of the marriage, say you have to have a witness. Well, I sorry say Andrea will never ask him no. Who did witness Adam and Eve marriage? Who witnessed? Who was the witness for Adam and Eve marriage? At the same God where you and your woman lock up in the house and say you will get married. I don't understand the concept that a man can't married if him don't gun legally. You know, a man say legally, you are married legally. I can't understand for state purpose, for 50-50 purpose, for security purpose. But in terms of saying no, that you are not married in the sight of God. I can understand you're not married legally in the sight of the state. You know, when two people come together to make things legal, you do it in front of the state. But to tell me now to say, if you love a woman and you and her share something together, and you and her share something that you come connect with each other, and then a man turn around and tell you, say, boy, in the sight of God, that is fornication, because you never go to the church and the person to solidify your marriage. When you and I don't make that pact with God already, lock up in the house and make that vow to each other already. So how much more witness you want? How much more witness you want? I don't understand this marriage thing. Really, I don't understand. I might say till death do us part. Till death do us part. I see a whole heap of people apart and none of them not dead. We have to re-examine these things, you know. Because they know, one to the man who married the African way, there are certain things that he never did say. To death do us part. Africa not chat them thing about to death do us part. What kind of talk that? Eh? It's a serious thing. So, we just say that there are certain things that over the years we have come to accept as legitimate way of examining and looking at things. But maybe we really need to examine them again, because we have seen that these things that we have claimed to be legitimate is outdated. It's not serving the purpose. And furthermore, it has kept us in bondage. It has kept us in bondage. So we say the glass is half full. Everybody in the society right now are walking fear, because the gunman, if the gunman, well, you see him gunman, police are gunman too, kind of gun. Any man who carry a gun is a gunman. So we're talking about now the man who is on the other side of the law and the man who is on the law. You fear the two of them same way. You fear the two of them same way. Any youth will tell you that. The same way you fear the man who are who you call criminal is the same fear you have for the police. Which it shouldn't be. As a matter of fact, right now, maybe, sometime, you could have all a chance with all the bad boy out there. Especially if he's a youth, a walk on the street. Yeah, because if he's a youth, a walk on the street, I look a certain way. A man go look and say, why the buy on the money that star? If you're never in an area do certain things, or out time area do certain things, and them come know say you. Maybe me allow you still. But the police not allow you. You see up on the road, them not allow you, Rasta. So I was like a fear come up in you. So everybody living in fear in the Jamaican society. That is what is on the news. that shows me that the political system has failed and the religious system has failed. We need to stop look in the sky for our salvation. We need to stop look in Jamaica House or Parliament for our salvation. Our salvation lies with how we relate to ourselves and each other, how we relate to the person in the mirror, and an extension of ourselves, which is the nearest one to us, the nearest ones around us, the nearest group around us, the nearest people around us, is that we need to deal with. Black people now, black people need to examine how them fit into creation right now. How we fit into creation. That is the need for examine.